The first business layout I'm going to show you is the laundromat. Inside in the back room, we can have up to 3 plants, wall shelves stocked with all the necessities, and it can be we can launder $2,000 to our account. It's a nice little setup, not too bad. The next business setup is the post office. Inside in the money laundering room, which we can send $4,000, we have 2 plants, wall shelves filled with fertilizer, seeds, wall shelves with soil, and in the next room we can have up to 3 plants, with 5 total at the post office. Our next setup is at the Top Dog Car Wash. Like all the others, fully stocked with everything we need, all the ingredients, and we can hold up to 4 plants in this one room. I did expect a little more, but it's good enough. And before I forget, we can launder $6,000 to our account. Now at our final business, Taco Ticklers, with our Employee of the Month, Kyle, at the front desk. But when we go to the back room, fully stocked, up to 4 plants for this setup. I could have added more, but I just went with the 4 because I wanted to have some room for the meth lab, which is also stocked up with phosphorus, acid, pseudo, and the Taco Tickler can launder $8,000. Now on to our real grow rooms, starting with our first one, the motel. And here, fully stocked, weed seeds, coca seeds, and I have up to 12 pots and plants. Now to our second main room, above the Chinese restaurant, fully stocked with 16 plants. From this side over to here, 16 total plants. And I'm able to get to all of them, even though I have my bed and my shelves. Next up, in our first big serious setup, is at the bungalow. And here, loaded up all my shelves with any necessary tools, ingredients, all that, seeds. In the first room, we have 12 plants. In the second room, we have 14 plants. And in the back room, we have it filled with 20 plants. I do like how this room looks when you fill it with weed and maybe add the purple lights. It looks very nice, but this is peak performance and peak amount of plants we can have in this room. So let's see, 12 plus 14 plus 20, here 46? Yeah, 46 total plants. I'll try to make this a quick one, but it is one of my biggest and most complex setups. Not too complex, but it can be changed up. Now, I had to calculate all the number of pots and plants, and I have total 90 plants in this whole setup. I got, in each corner, shelves filled with weed seeds, but I have every pot filled with coca. I got all these drying racks set up, but I could also remove the drying racks and place meth labs and ovens and cauldrons. Now this is basically the whole floor of all these plants. Some shelves have all that I need. The trimmers stocked up with soil, seeds, and fertilizer. Some other shelves for either dried leaves or leaves that need to be dried. Some extra shelves for whatever I need, or to store away, like I said, my meth labs and my ovens and mixers. But this one is, I'm pretty proud of this setup. 90 plants is a good amount. I could try to put more if I got rid of the drying racks, but those are a need. Now for my final setup, the docks. Now the docks is the one that I move around the most. I'll show you what I put together for this time, but I will end up making more plants. What I'm going to show is this is all the plants that I have set up right now. I'm not going to give a number just yet, but this is the, I would say, like a good amount of plants for a start. I got my drying racks, my cauldrons. I have 8 cauldrons. I have up the stairs, I got 8 ovens. And this is all that can be done with the coca plants, but with the ovens, I had to also add some meth labs. I got 8 meth labs. Now, this is just to show off like a little bit of what I'm capable of with this docks area, to have a setup for everything. I got all my plants. Could be weed, could be coca. I got my meth lab, and also important for the coca and the meth is the ovens. The cauldrons were like a different kind of like space. This space here is perfect for the cauldrons. I've also set up the meth lab and oven in this area. This is the final take on my dock setup. I moved my meth equipment onto wall shelves and just stuck them up there. I've counted out every single plant, and I divided it from the first floor and the second floor. Over here we got 7, then 7 more. Now that's all I'm gonna count out. But over here, if you'll just take a look, this is all the plants I was able to make in these spaces and still be able to move around the rest of the warehouse. I could have added more plants, but I wanted to keep all my shelves with the dried leaves, and it's also going to take some time for me to set up the cauldrons. Up here on the top shelf, we got even more plants. I'm going to show the layout, and then I'll give you guys the numbers. This is pretty nice. I tried to fit as many plants as I could. I tried rearranging that little room up there. I've done it a few times, but that's the most I can do. Anyway, the first floor down there and behind the wall is 92 plants. 92 plants on the first floor, 45 on the top floor, with a total of 137 plants in the docks warehouse. Once I move some of these shelves and get them out of here, I'm going to add more plants because I would like a nice round number. 140 would be a nice number to have. I tried fitting in more, but just can't do it at the moment. But yeah, this is my whole setup with the max amount of plants I was able to put in, while also be able to have like whatever other equipment I needed. But like I said, the upstairs balcony I would switch back and forth with a meth lab. Same with down here. You can fit a lot of meth labs and ovens in this whole docks warehouse. This is the solo, my solo campaign. I hope you all enjoyed it.